All right, so the last thing that I want to talk about is a game that I've played 3 times now. I have a very early handmade copy sent to me by the game's designer, Mark Swanson from Oddbird Games. This is a game that is currently on Kickstarter, has already raised about 4 or 5 times its goal, and is going to be published. And it's a pretty heavy sort of economic based. I'm calling it a 5i game, and I'll tell you what that is in a second. But the game's called Feudum. Really cool looking, like whimsical art, really nice, really attractive, calls you to play it, and then it it's really a heavy game. There's a lot of rules, but I've noticed so far that there is such a great depth to this game that I just can see myself playing it dozens and dozens of times and trying different strategies every time I play it. So I said it was a 5i game. I'm kind of like trying to coin a new term here. I think that would be cool. But I thought that this game was so unique. I see so many different mechanics that have come from other games, perhaps, but the sum total of all these things is a wholly unique experience. So I say 5i because it's invest, improve, influence, incorporate, and intimidate. Because like 4X games, you have expansion on a map. The board is a map divided into 5 sections, territories, and each one has a number of locations. They're towns or farms or outposts, and they're all randomly seated at the beginning of the game. And you have a few pawns, which are 6-sided dice, but each side represents a different character that has a different special ability in the advanced game, which is really the best way to play. And you choose which of those 6 sides that pawn is going to be, and you have up to 3 of those on the board at a time. Move from location to location, take various actions based on a hand of cards that you select at the beginning of a round. You have a total of 11 actions that are available, and you choose 4 of them before anyone takes a turn. Then you begin the round and play out your 4 actions on this map, and the chips will fall where they may. There's also 6 guilds at the edges of the board that each play a special part in a cyclical economy where goods and various items are passing from the farmer to the merchant to the alchemist to the knight to the noble to the monk and back again to the farmer based on actions that players take once they have earned enough status within each of those individual guilds to be worthy of taking those particular actions to move these goods and spur on this economy. So essentially, you have 2 separate games going on at once, and they complement each other. It is a unified experience, but sometimes it feels like if you're focusing on one, then the other one becomes sort of a secondary side note. So I've seen a game where everyone was focusing on area control because one of the actions you can take is to apply influence to a town and become the ruler of that area, able to take benefits later on by playing actions that require you to rule certain types. And people are fighting over all these zones, and that would be one game that I played. Whereas in another one, people were entirely focused on having guild membership and pushing goods from one to the other to translate that into veneration points, which are essentially victory points. There are hidden contracts in the game. There's combat. One of the actions is go to someone's town, to their feudum, which would be the highest level location that helps you gain influence in one of the guilds, and attack that town, or you can attack players' pawns. There's a defend card to help you defend that. There's improvement, so you improve a outpost to a farm, to a town, to a feudum. There's influence, which lets you become the leader of one of those locations. There's moving simply from town to town across either roads or ferry boats, or using boats or airships or submersible ships. You can take individual actions based on the types of locations, i.e., you can tax a town, you can harvest at a farm, you can explore at an outpost and gain some more of those contract cards, like I was mentioning a moment ago. And then there's a card that lets you repeat an action that you already took on that turn. There are ways that you can use some of your raw resources to give yourself a double action on a turn or a fifth card in a round. It's all kinds of crazy stuff. And obviously you can interact with those guilds. And it's a lot of rules, and it's really kind of heavy to learn, but once you get it played, it really all sinks in, and you start seeing all these complex interactions and the ways that you can use maybe the noble to kick people out of the locations that you want to take over, or the knight to be able to fight a lot better than any of the other character pawns. The monk moves a lot faster. The merchant can pay his way into leadership at a town. The alchemist can migrate new pawns out onto the board without having any influence in that location. And the farmer... You didn't play this game.
I'm literally just sitting here smiling and nodding. I haven't played this game.
Or the farmer can let you get a sneak peek at the goods that you're producing at a farm and choose the ones that you want. So I'm kind of like hitting each little thing on the surface level, but it's really a deep game and a lot of fun. And you know what? The first time I played, I didn't really like it that much because I felt like nobody really got it or got into it. But the second time, I saw that there was something there, and I was like, I gotta play this again. And I thought about it the whole time. I wasn't playing it. From the first time to the second time, I was thinking about, I gotta play this game again. I gotta play this game again. And the second time, I played it with some other new players who grasped the economy of it a lot better, but didn't play out the board as much. And I saw all the ways that everything could work out. And then, really, now I just really keep wanting to play it.
Now I want to play it.
And she wants to play it.
The one thing that I can say is the promotional video is very well done.
Yeah, it's on Kickstarter now. I think $60 gets you in the game, gets you the
No
base
pun
pledge.
Intended.
No, pun definitely intended.
I was being sarcastic.
Pun definitely intended. Yeah, so $60 will get you in, and it's a great campaign page. He's got these wonderful videos, a lot of stretch goals that are available. There are already 3 planned expansions. Just looks really good. I would recommend you go take a look at it. It might be above your weight level, because it was almost above my game playing weight level, but if you're into sort of medium heavy to heavier Euros, I would jump on Feudum. Definitely go. I expect to have a full review later, and I expect that it's going to be up there somewhere. It's a spoiler. Spoiler alert.
You're supposed to say that at the beginning, not
Yeah.
at the end.
Yeah, so that's Feudum, by Mark Swanson. I believe it's his first game, and that's cool. That's Oddbird Games. I would check that one out.